Well, I want to welcome you here to City Church this morning. I know there'll be some who are still making their way in, but we're delighted to have so many of you here today for this conversation about culture, beauty, and the church. My name is John Sommerville. I'm the senior pastor here at City Church, and I want to welcome you to this event. Many of you are familiar with the classic arguments for the existence of God, the cosmological, teleological, ontological, and anthropological arguments for the existence of God, very rational arguments. But there's one less common, more unfamiliar argument, and that is the argument from beauty. St. Augustine reflected once on the beauty that he saw in nature, and he asked this question. He said, "Who made these beautiful, changeable things, if not one who is beautiful and unchangeable?" It's our conviction that God is the source of all that is true, all that is good, and all that is beautiful, and it's in that spirit that we're here today. Well, today's event is a joint effort between the McLaurin CSF Institute as well as Work with Purpose and Made to Flourish networks, and so we want to welcome you. And to introduce our day, give us an overview, and introduce our speaker this morning, I'd like to introduce Dr. Bryan Bademan, who is the Executive Director of McLaurin CSF.
Thanks, John. Well, I'm Bryan Bademan. As John said, I'm the director of McLaurin CSF. If you're not familiar with McLaurin, we are a Christian study center serving the University of Minnesota. We actually have a little house on campus, on the St. Paul campus, and for the most part keep business hours. And so if circumstances ever bring you over that way, please stop in and say hello. Our mission, McLaurin's mission, is to cultivate an understanding of the world in the light of Christian faith. And one of the ways that we do this is by bridging church and university here in the Twin Cities, bringing university people and church people together in contexts like this. So this is a special morning for us. In every field of study, there are a handful of people, Christian practitioners or theorists, who we look up to with admiration. And Makoto Fujimura is on that short list in the crucial domain of the arts for us. We've hosted him once before, and we're delighted to have him back. In McLaurin circles, we talk a lot about stewardship of resources, of knowledge, of power even. And Mako's writings and example on this topic have decisively shaped, I would say, some of the ways that we think about the work that we do. So we're thankful to be here. And I'm excited that some of you are getting to meet him for the first time this morning. I want to thank especially our partnering organizations for financially supporting this event. Two organizations in particular that we have enjoyed a lovely working relationship with now for many, many years. And that is Bethel Seminary's Work with Purpose initiative, which seeks to help seminarians and pastors see work, vocation, and economics through the eyes of faith, and pass that vision on actually to their congregations. And I would say that Bethel's Work with Purpose initiative is not exclusively for pastors and seminarians, but actually we are all, those of us who are not, that don't have those titles, we are all benefiting from that this morning. And then secondly, the Made to Flourish network, which is a pastor's network, and we'll actually get a chance to hear from one of the pastors in that network at the beginning of the second session, and so I'll let him explain more what that is, but we're thankful to the Made to Flourish network. And you can find out more about these organizations as well as McLaurin. I think all the tables are sort of straight out that door. I don't know if many of you came in that door, but I'm looking at the tables. So this is how you can find them. I also want to thank our partnering churches that helped with planning, volunteer support, and promotion. And I just want to say it was fantastic working with you all to make this event happen. And especially City Church and Pastor John Sommerville for hosting us. But I want to just list this wonderful list of churches that are all together making this possible. So City Church, Catalyst Covenant Church in St. Paul, City Life Church in St. Paul, Church of the Cross in Hopkins, Church of the Redeemer in, I guess, St. Paul, I'm trying to remember where it is, Crosswinds Community Church in Stillwater, Grace Point Church in New Brighton, Trinity City Church in St. Paul, and Valley Christian Church in Apple Valley. This event is a great example of the kind of partnerships we want to cultivate with churches. And so if you're with a church that's not in a partnering relationship with us, please see me or a member of our team to find out more about how to connect with McLaren to be part of these events in the future. So I think Andrew Hansen is around, and Andrew is here in the back, and then Matt also there in the back, and somebody will be at our table during the break to speak with you or find me. Our format will be 2 sessions with a break in the middle. The first session will have a keynote with Mako, and the second session will be a panel discussion with Mako and some guests. And at that second session, there will be a time for questions and answers. So please write them down, hang on to those. There will be a chance to engage. We want to encourage your engagement. So it's my pleasure now to introduce Mako Fujimura. Hold tight. Mako is the director of Fuller's Brehm Center, which is a center focused on worship, theology, and the arts. He is an artist, a writer, and a speaker. His artwork has been exhibited in galleries all over the world. He has an international reputation. He founded the International Arts Movement, which is a hub for connecting creative minds from all over the globe. He was, from 2003 to 2009, a presidential appointee to the National Council on the Arts. He was, in 2014, a recipient of the American Academy of Religion's Religion and the Arts Award, a prestigious award by that academy. He is author of numerous books, some of which are available for sale at the McLaren table back here, if you're interested, including Culture Care, the theme of our morning, another book titled Refractions, A Journey of Faith, Art, and Culture, and a forthcoming book called Silence and Beauty, Hidden Faith Born of Suffering, a kind of meditation on that account that many of you are familiar, the book called Silence. Because not all of us are familiar with Mako's art, we thought we would begin our morning seminar here with a short film clip to give you a glimpse into the work he does. And once this film clip is over, we will have Mako come up. So please turn your attention to the screens.